Since Transformers 1 came out, I've been heavily into the Transformers stuff. And since there was a Transformers show I watched when I was a child, it's a perfect excuse to make a video on it. Transformers Animated follows Optimus, Ratchet, Bulkhead, Prowl, and Bumblebee as they become Detroit's new heroes. They must protect the Allspark from Decepticon threats, and all this probably sounds like absolute nonsense to non-Transformers fans. I only ended up seeing a few episodes when I was younger, so this is a good chance to catch up. I think Season 1 of Transformers Animated is a nice foundation for a Transformers show. It shows off the characters, the world, and the battle between the two groups really well. There's a lot of episodes exploring the Autobots, as well as their relationships with one another. It's only a small group of Autobots, but that's so refreshing after being a fan of the Michael Bay movies for so long. In those movies, new Autobots would just show up, and some I don't even know the name of. But here, everyone gets some spotlight and character development. The Decepticons aren't given a ton of character, but they do the job as the villains. Actually, no. Black Arachnia is actually deeper than all the others. We see in a flashback that she was a Leader 1 and was friends with Optimus, but was in an accident that turned her half spider. She hates Optimus for leaving her behind, which he did accidentally. Oh yeah, there are a few episodes revolving around characters from the past that relate to our Autobots, like Ratchet. We see his trauma from Lockdown, who is one of my favourite Transformers characters. Stole a weapon of his and used it to wipe his friend's memories. That's my favourite episode. In terms of story, this season mostly follows a villain of the week formula, with the occasional reappearance. These range from actual Decepticons to rejected Spider-Man villains. There's also Megatron being stuck as a head in a lab. The show also introduces the Dinobots early on, who are so damn cool. Really appealing to my 6-year-old brain. They breathe fire, that's so sick. They appear in some later episodes, and I thought that would be a part of the final fight at the end of the season, but no. They were hyping them up to as well, but they never show up, which is a little disappointing to me. Something that bugged me was that the team are robots in disguise, but they never need to hide because they reveal themselves to the world in episode 2. Now I know that them hiding would make stories a little harder to tell, but hiding in plain sight is their whole thing. The team is also assisted by Sari, who is an 8-year-old girl with an Allspark infused key that heals them. She can be annoying at times, but she has some fun episodes, so I guess she's cool. The end of the season is fine, really. Nothing too crazy, but it caps off an all-around solid season of television. The theme song also goes crazy. Here's a second of that. Season 2 did start like it was dragging its feet a little, but really came around in the end. It was pretty much business as usual, with the Decepticons still hanging around, and the episodes still having the villain of the week formula. But they reused all the same recurring characters from the last season. Lucky for me, Lockdown returned for an episode, and teamed up with Prowl to hunt down Starscream. What's funny about this episode is that Ratchet still has his EMP generator, which was a big deal in Lockdown's first episode, and was really overpowered. I thought it was destroyed there, but no, Prowl uses it here, and it makes me question, why didn't they use this powerful tool when the Decepticons attacked last season? In terms of an actual plot of the season, it's mostly about recovering the Allspark fragments, as they bring a bunch of stuff to life. This coupled with the Decepticons twiddling their thumbs as they build a space bridge, makes the season feel a little lame. There's actually a story thread of there being a Decepticon spy in the Autobot ranks. I wish this was set up more, as we find out who it is in the same episode where he's introduced. Continuing the misdirection of Wasp being the spy would have been a good idea, then reveal Shockwave later. There's a lot more Autobots introduced, including Jazz. Yeah, that Jazz.
What's cracking, little bitches?
My first lieutenant. Designation Jazz.
This looks like a cool place to kick it.
They really commit to having the Dinobots being neutral in all this, as they still don't appear to fight in the season final.
Maybe you'd be less conspicuous in robot mode.
Okay, but me Grimlock's still taller than you.
Which has the Decepticons, Starscream's clones, and the Autobots duking it out. The final itself was pretty alright, with Megatron getting sent into space, and it's revealed that the Autobot ship is a Transformer, who was shut down. Does that mean they were piloting a dead corpse? He was an absolute weapon though. And there's a massive cliffhanger, with Sari potentially being a robot. There were hints to this at the start of the season, but now I'm interested. Okay, final season. How do I feel about this season? On one hand, I think it ended the series with a bang, but on the other, it probably had some of the worst filler episodes out of the whole show. This season has the Autobots still trying to warn Cybertron about Shockwave being a spy, which feels a little lame, I think. That was last season's thing, and it just isn't very interesting to watch. Sari actually has something to do, as it's revealed that she's half Cybertronian and half human. It's something about a protoform mixing with her dad's DNA, and boom, there she is. This allows her to do more Autobot things, and it ages her up into a teenager. It's such a jump scare every time I see her new design.
What do you think we got?
We can find out if we run it through Ratchet's X-ray scanner.
Only if you want to end up on Santa's naughty list.
This was a cool reveal, but it lasts 3 episodes, then we don't see Sari for a while. While all this is going down, Megatron spends the whole season trying to use Omega Supreme, and this just lasts so long and barely gets any payoff until the final. It is very epic and exciting, and does end the series really well, but Prowl sacrifices himself to save Detroit, and it feels like this should have been given more weight. He had some development this season, but not enough to make it feel more emotional. I also hate Sentinel Prime. I was fully expecting him to be evil based on all the other versions of himself. But no, he's just annoying. His ego is as big as his chin, and I can't stand the guy. The non-plot related episodes are kind of whatever as well. But there is one with the Autobots turning human in a simulation, which is weird to look at. Man, I kind of wish this was a better season, because the other two were so much better than this one. It just dropped off a bit in my opinion. If you actually want to watch this show for yourself, it's all on YouTube, and that's how I watched it. Now I'm going to roll out of here and get ready for my next Ninjago video.